Hello, hello, hello.
Hi,
I got my
hello.
little winner song up there. I'm a winner in every way.
Let me get
Hello.
that in here. Hi,
So, how y'all doing today?
I am great. How are you guys doing?
Doing
Wonderful,
good.
wonderful, wonderful. Glad to be here. Another day, another
Yes.
wild day. Once we get rolling, I'm sure nobody's in the car today. Of course, we don't have our Latrice on here
Oh,
today. You know, we
Mhm.
send her our love and condolences for what she's
Yes.
going through, of course, and they're in our
mm,
prayers. I did speak with her last night, we text, I believe, but just keeping them, in our prayers. That's
Yeah,
the
pretty
main thing.
good.
So, but we're here today, nonetheless. Hey, Tracy, and we're going to be talking about some of the upcoming shows that we have going on, which of course always spins us into something else we already know. And I think I was excited about our most recent filming. I don't know about you guys, but having a conversation about adversity and understanding what it does for us and the place that it puts us in was a big deal for me. So I've been kind of tossing that around as we
mhm.
continue to face various situations daily. It don't change, so we just have to keep
No.
we just have to keep pushing forward. So what are you guys' thoughts? Hey, Sissy, I see you on here. There she is.
Hey,
Hey,
lady.
Trees.
Hey.
So what are you guys' thoughts on that in the
Good
show?
morning, Miss Joyce.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Um, and the show that we have coming up, the upcoming shows. What do you guys have to say about that, or what do you think about those filmings? Just that conversation.
Mhm. Well, I think it's going to be two great shows. It because adversity and forgiveness is always a biggie in everybody's life because there's always opportunities that we have to forgive every day that we wake up. There's opportunities to forgive, and then adversities, oh my god, there's so much going on in the world,
In
but
the
then when
world,
our world, in your
right,
world, there's so much going on. So adversity is always going to be, it's just how you handle the adversity.
right, right, definitely.
Yeah.
And like I said, those things they happen daily. You have something going on. You either have adversity or, like Sheila said, a chance to forgive. Adversity is something that we can't get away from.
Exactly,
We're gonna have it, and knowing how
exactly.
to handle it, and knowing how to seek God, and knowing how to do those things that will help us get over it. I mean, I think the shows will help a lot of people, because people think that just because we get, and I'm glad that we showed a side that just because you get saved, that doesn't take adversity away.
No,
No.
no,
you know
no,
just because you love God, that doesn't take
Yeah.
adversity away. And
no.
I wish.
as you look in the Bible, you see that so many people that love God and was with him, they had adversity.
They had
Absolutely.
adversity.
And what did we say? Adversity make you stronger.
Make you
It
If
stronger.
makes
we
you
allow
stronger,
it to, we can be bitter. You can be bitter.
right?
You can be bitter, toe up, angry, and all those things. But if we go through it with a clear mind, or get our mind right in the
Get our mind right
adversity.
for
Get our
it.
The
mind
main
right.
thing is get our mind right in the
Right.
adversity, and then allow it to be a teachable moment, teachable lesson that, hey, who knows, it might not be the same thing, but I might come up against something else
Right.
Yes.
intense.
Right.
How am I going to handle that? So
Right.
adversity we should allow it to make us stronger.
Right.
Yes. And I always like how Gabrielle said, if we allow it to.
If we
Yeah.
allow it to, I think the
Mm-hmm.
thing that I even said on the show, and we're not going to redo the whole show, but one of the things that came to me, and I said, and we shared and we got onto it, on talking about it, was adversity can make you, if you let it, it can
If you
push you
let it.
to that next place. But
Mm-hmm.
again, for us, it's all about choice and understanding. I think the biggest thing was is talking about the outlook of what adversity is, and not looking at it,
Yes.
oh, this is horrible, I'm so down, I'm not going to make it, and understanding that it's another opportunity to push us into the next place that we're trying to go through. So I'm all
Yes.
excited. I'm excited about it. I think I've been reading a couple of things this week, and so it's just kind of changed my outlook on how we look at stuff. Like, you know, I think Sheila, you talked about our perspective. You know, we all talked about how we view it is what makes the difference, and how we even go through things that occur. You know, and I think the other day I was sharing about we have to learn how to adjust, you know, in our own lives and stuff like that. And that's really what adversity makes us do. And if we come through it stronger than what we went in. We come out wiser, you know, and it's just, if you let it do what is there to do, it is amazing. Hey, Brenda Barnes, I saw you there, and y'all see, she said we were just chatting up and talking. I don't want to stop, but hey, and we have Pastor Lillian, you know,
Hey,
so,
I remember I was about to say this when she popped up. I remember one time we had a meeting, a service, and it was not literally, we had so many people in this meeting that we had not room for them. But it was like, okay, in that adversity, we had to learn. And I remember this pastor that said, I'm flexible. So you have to be flexible and shift in any area of your life that you have to shift in, because it's not going to always go the way that you planned it. You get up in the morning having a great, glorious, happy day, and then all of a sudden in 5 minutes it can shift and go another way. But you got to learn how to be flexible in that day, in that moment, to shift with whatever's going on. And I think that comes along with maturity. I think we said that with, you know, maturing in the things of God, maturing just with age. Sometimes it doesn't even have to do with God. It's just age. I matured in that area because, and you know, not everybody mature with age, but you know, a lot of people do. So I'm just saying there's a lot of room for growth.
I have read this thing that says, here, I'm gonna read this to you. It says, there are things I can't force, I must adjust. There are times when the greatest change needed is a change in my viewpoint.
Ooh. How you see it.
How you see it.
And your perspective, how you see it. Am I looking at the glass half full?
That's exactly what I was just getting ready to say.
Most of the
that
time,
was exactly what I just getting ready to say.
Why do we gravitate to the negative always? It's
always.
It's the first thing. You always gonna gravitate to the negative instead of the positive. But we gotta learn how to flip that coin.
We gotta learn how to flip it in our viewpoint. Has to change. I think one of the biggest things, and LaFay, you bring this up a lot, and so I'm going to hit on it, but it's not the show for it, because this is going to be a whole episode by itself, is that even the experience that you had in the death of your son, you know, and how you viewed that, and I know it was a hard thing, but and understanding that there's something else to come out of it, what comes from it, you know. So if you could just hit on that just a little bit, because that's a whole another show by itself, but just that's a huge moment of adversity that could have changed your whole life for the negative had you let it, but you didn't do that. So
well, you know, when like I said, when my son did, you know, transition, you know, it was a time that I, you know, people were like, aren't you mad with God? Aren't you upset with God? And I was like, no, I'm not upset with God. You know, I choose to believe him.
Right.
And the scripture that kept coming to me, remember that all things work together.
Right.
And I say, God, even though I'm hurting, even though I don't understand why,
right,
you know, I don't understand. And I, you know, people said, you don't question God. Well, I did. I didn't. I told him, I said, I don't understand why.
Right.
You know, I don't understand why, but I choose still to believe you.
Right.
I choose still to serve you. I choose not to be angry with you because I believe you.
I believe. And that's the thing, I think too, that when we are preaching and talking to people, I know for me, it is for me too. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Oh,
So
yeah.
I just don't believe that I can tell you when, people do it all the time, because it sounds good or it's the right thing to say. But for me, it really is my heart. This is, if this
Oh,
is what I'm going to
yes.
teach,
Mhm.
if this is what I'm going to
Mm.
preach, if this is what I'm
Mhm.
going to tell you, shoot, this is how we
Mm.
get through it. Then
That's
we
right.
have to practice it ourselves.
Yes.
Like I don't
Yes.
get the right to
Mm-mm.
tell you how to get through
Mm-mm.
adversity when I'm
Mm-mm.
sitting over here drowning and don't know how to get through my darn self.
Mhm.
So we
Yeah.
have to figure out how
Mhm.
do we grab hold to the things that we're telling other people to do and make that a part of our lives ourselves. And what I like about the KonnectUP group that we have is that the things that we talk about are the things that we're grasping
Mhm.
ourselves. And
Yeah.
some things we
Yes.
have grasped and we
Yeah.
have been through. We're not talking just to talk. This is life.
Oh,
This is
no.
life for us,
Mhm.
and
Yes.
that's what's important to me. And that's always been my thing with God, is that if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. I'm not
Mhm.
going to fake it and play with it and
Mhm.
all this. We have to get this
Mhm.
right. I put up on the stage what Tracy Cheney said, learn to overcome the obstacle, because the obstacle is not in the way. It is the way to overcoming to greatness.
Ooh,
So I
yes.
like that. Thank you,
I
Yeah.
like
Tracy.
it too.
Yeah.
You
Thank
guys, we
you.
have Stephanie made it on. She's on here with us
Good
today.
morning.
Hey,
Flip the
Flip the
Stephanie.
coin.
Good
coin.
morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This famous man is on here today. The man that
Good
helped
morning,
make
Mr.
me.
Barton.
Yes, Mr. Barton is in the place.
Hey, Chris.
And
One of the
go
things
ahead,
that
Sheila.
you said too is that you have most of the messages the adversities that we go through, and when God ministered us and out of preaching, they apply to us
They
first.
do.
Yes.
They apply to our life first. So we have to get the message first and apply it to our life before you can help anybody else. Before you can do anything else for anybody else, you have to be able to apply it to your life, because, honey, the message is for you first.
It is for you first. And
Before
then
you can.
the other thing that I was sharing with somebody the other day, and this is, we're on the same curve, but let me say this. Is that sometimes, how I flip us like, y'all, let's turn. Like, so, but sometimes I think that even with the word that God gives us, and all of us operating in some level of degree of prophecy, sometimes we think that the word God gives us is for somebody else, and sometimes it's for us.
It's for
And I'm
Yes.
saying that not to give shade to anybody, but I'm saying because I experienced that myself, where God had gave me something, and I thought it was for me to do. It was opening this shop, and what I saw the whole thing like all laid out, and then I realized it was a person connected to me, and it began to come to pass for them. So he
Yeah.
was showing me something for them, but I thought it was something for me to do.
Mhm.
And so I think with some maturity, you get to kind of step back and see, okay, you got to rightly divide. Is that for me? And when it comes to things like that, or is it for someone else?
Yeah.
Especially before we start giving out word, because like you said, a lot of times we're up teaching, preaching, and talking and thinking it's for somebody else, and it's for us, or sometimes he's giving us a word for somebody else, especially good words, and we want them to be for us too. But for me, it was for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And I was quickly able to realize, oh, that's not mine, that's hers. And I was like, okay, but I did see what I saw.
Yes, but it was
I
just for someone else.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna read what Pastor Lee put up here. She said, God is multifaceted, like a diamond. Lights flash different colors. It's according to where you're standing, how you see it. If we're maturing, we see things differently.
Totally
And that's
different.
the truth. That's the
Your
truth.
viewpoint is totally different as you begin to grow and go through different experiences and things like that. Then your experiences, how you see things.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's different.
And if you see it different, y'all, you respond different.
That's right.
it.
And you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about, when you're a baby Christian and you're just getting into the word of God, and you just starting to apply the word, starting to read the word, get the word. And then, but if you've been saved 10, 20 years, you see, and you may have said something when you was a baby Christian that now you think, oh my God,
I was so wrong.
Yes.
Because I
Or
really
even
know
if
the
you
meaning
wasn't
of that
saved at
now,
all, because you got to think, when you have someone that's not saved at all, our perspective is so different.
Right.
After we come in to meet Jesus, it becomes different.
Right.
So when you're not connected at all,
right,
you're prone to do anything.
It's different.
Because
It's
you
so different.
change. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
because you
change.
change.
You allow the word to change you because the Bible
Yes.
says that you become new creatures. You're not that
Right.
same person
You're
that you
not the same
was.
Right.
person.
You're
Right.
new.
Right.
So
Right.
my thing is to the new people, the people that's not, if you're not connected, get connected. Learn of them. We're not trying to tell you to jump in and preach today and
Please
preach
don't.
tomorrow.
No.
Please
We're
don't.
telling you just learn of him and take your time. It's gonna be you're gonna fall along the way. It's gonna be some things that's happening. But as Sheila said, as we mature, as we begin
Yes.
to see
Yeah.
things, that diamond, those, like Pastor Lee said, those lights, once we see it one way, we might see that different color and it'll be a total different way.
Yes.
And I think, and like you're saying, with the maturing and I think Stephanie put up here discerning. I see, hey, yes, I saw Glenda's like, yes, amen. But the maturing, the discerning of things, it's a different thing. I'm telling y'all
It'll
something.
be different.
I was thinking, that made me think of something else. I was thinking, I'm always everywhere. But I was thinking this morning, I think it was this morning, I was talking to myself like I often do, and I was saying that I remember, and you guys remember this, as we grew up, we were taught how to pay attention and discern the spirits and the atmosphere and
Yes,
what
yes,
was
yes,
going
yes, yes,
on
yes, yes.
around us. And
Yes.
it's now like second nature to us. We walk in and I know,
Yes,
and
yes,
stuff
yes,
like
yes.
that. And I'm seeing, I think sometimes now that a lot of the newer ones, they don't have that ability to discern if it look good, if it's flashing, if it's whatever, then they think it's God. And it's not always God. I've seen witches up acting like they having a deliverance service, and you need
Yes.
delivering yourself. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes.
So I'm just telling you that there's this piece that as you come in, you were talking about new converts coming in. Take your
Yes.
time,
Take your
learn this
time.
thing, because I promise you, there's a whole lot of stages and phases and facets to it that I don't think you ever get it all, and we're still learning today. But I am so thankful for the foundation that we have.
Ooh, yes, yes,
Baby,
baby.
I wouldn't
yes.
trade it
Thank
for
you.
nothing.
Yes, thank
Woo!
you.
I would not
Ooh,
trade it for
Honey, me
anything.
and my pastor say that all the time. I wouldn't take nothing for the
Nothing.
foundation that I
it was
have
Nothing.
today
hard.
and the
It was
things that I
hard.
learned.
It was hard
And
now.
let me tell you, like we're saying now, the new Christians, honey, I don't know if they would have made it, y'all.
They wouldn't.
For the stuff that we
They
had to
would have
go
turned
through.
back.
Because now
Forget
it's just
this.
like they feel like they don't have to. I don't have to do all that stuff. I ain't staying in church as long as y'all stay. I ain't praying
Girl,
as long as
I
y'all
don't
pray.
have to do all
I
that
ain't doing
praying
none of
and
that
stuff like
stuff.
that. I
I'm
was
not
like,
calling G. I done called him for 10 minutes. I ain't
I'm
calling for
done.
no hour. I'm not calling him. I'm done with that.
We've been in there all night, girl.
All
But
night
I'm
long,
just
calling
saying
him.
that I would not trade though. And I don't
No.
know, I don't know if Glenda Barnes on here, because she was in a lot of that with us. But I would not trade that foundation. Now I had to I was taught to eat the meat, throw away the bone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so there were pieces that you like, oh my God, we learned, and even our perspective on some of the things we were taught as we aged and matured,
They
they
change.
changed too.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, the base foundation of who we are and who God is, that remained, and that kept us in the place that we needed to be in. I think I talked about the other day, if you're adjusting, we're not asking you to adjust your morals, your values, and your principles. I think that's what that foundation gave us, was a stable, ground to stand on. And it keeps you, your mind, if you develop it right, it helps you during adversity. Which we're talking about now. You continue to grow, and you continue to learn how to deal with situations that we're in, whether it be divorce, whether it be death, whether it be something with our kids, whether it be something with our families, jobs. I was thinking about
oh Lord, yes.
How when we got moved up here, how Chris them that Glenda is. I'm like, baby, I know she remembers. She's, oh my God, say it. I remember when we moved up here and Chris, the place closed down and he lost his job. We started a whole whirlwind for us of things that had to be changed in our life, and we had to adjust. It was a huge piece of adversity in our life that we had to overcome and adjust to. But I think being mature and knowing who Christ was and who he was to us was the thing that helped us see it differently. I didn't see it like, oh, we're going under. We don't had a lot of adversity, so this is another piece of the pie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I like what you said. Not only knowing who he is, but knowing who he is to you.
To you,
because see, you might know him, that you know him as a provider, I know him as a peacemaker, and
Yeah.
Sheila might know him as a
Heal.
deliverer.
Yes.
We all know who he is, but we know who he is to us.
That's right.
You know,
those
so I
things
love
help
that
us.
part.
And
Knowing
that's
who
when
he is
you
to
that's
you.
when you can share with somebody else when you've experienced what they're going through, and then you anointed to share because you walk through it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You walk through that place, and it's easier to share with somebody else when you've been in that place and can walk them through it.
So as we're talking about that, just understanding anybody, no matter what phase you're in, what stage you're in, what forms of adversity that you may have faced, knowing that adversity really comes to push you to your next place, where you're supposed to be. It's there to push you into your destiny. It's there to push you into your purpose. So I guess our challenge to everybody is to change your view on what adversity is.
Yes.
And I'm gonna keep speaking to new converts and speaking to those that are not saved, because God, he reigns on the just as well as the unjust. He reigns on you too, and he's there. He will help you even if you hadn't called on his name. In the midst of adversity, he will help you.
Yes.
He
I
will
shared
help
that.
you.
I shared that in one part of my testimony, how he rushed the room. I wasn't studying him. Like, what you doing? I should have been like, what you doing in here? Whatever. I didn't say, but he will, because for one, I think he knows our heart when nobody else knows our heart. And he knows when he can come in and when he can woo us and when he can, speak to us, and that we're going to hear him, whatever. And so I'm like you said, the new converts, and like I said, every stage. If you ain't even a convert yet, you know what I'm saying?
You ain't convert. You ain't even thinking about being a convert.
You ain't even thinking about it, but he tells us, Sheila, that he reign on the just
as well as the unjust.
I was thinking about that saying that we all have seen, and we don't know how he's gonna come. Even when we don't haven't prayed and asked him to come help us, he still does in different ways. But I was thinking about that quote or saying or something. When the guy cried out and he said, "I sent the boat, I sent the plane, I sent the ship, I sent all that stuff, a rope, and you didn't take it," because he was saying, "God, you didn't help me. You didn't help me." But all those things was God. He sent help. But sometimes we don't recognize the help.
We don't recognize.
We don't recognize
because it's not the way that we think it should come.
Right. And just don't think that God gonna always speak to you in no voice and say, "Gabrielle, this is God."
He don't never call a name like that.
Sheila, I am here. He's not. It does not come that way. Most of the time, it doesn't come that way.
And so this just to say that anybody that's, hey Nyla, y'all, Nyla's on here. I just saw her. She's in there. Glad you made it on, Nyla. And so he does not, he doesn't come that way. But the thing is, like you said, whether you are, whether they are converted, whether you're saved, whether you're unsaved, we here for all of that. We've been all of those things. We've been all of those things, but the thing that we're trying to do is to let everybody know that there is hope for all of us, no matter what you're facing, no matter what your situation is, no matter how you feel about it. He will send help.
Yes.
You gotta accept it, and make whatever adjustment, even if you don't recognize everything to be what you think it should be. At some point in our lives, we accepted the help. And that's how we're able to sit here and have these conversations and go through all the things we've been through so far. And I tell you, I'm so thankful for it. And I'm so grateful for it. I can't say enough. I'm so thankful for the foundation that we have been getting. And I would encourage any young person to take the time to, we used to say, sit at the feet of the elders. Learn. And so I see today, you don't see a lot of everybody. I already know everything, but let me tell you something. I'm still sitting at feet, baby. When I can, I'm still taking the feet and saying, hey, what can I learn? What pearls can I get, from this and nuggets and stuff. So just encouraging others to do the same, and I'm glad that, wisdom. And I'm glad different ones are tuning in and tapping into what we say, because now we them elders now, whatever.
Yeah,
Yes,
yep.
And we're still looking for other elders to, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
that
not
we can tap into.
that we can tap
that's
into.
right.
And I'm finding sometimes that's getting a little hard to do sometimes, because some people that I find some of my elders don't want to open up, but we'll talk about that on another show. That's a whole other experience.
Yes.
Good God.
You
That's
know,
another
Proverbs
experience.
says, I was just going to, I thought of this. Proverbs, I think it's 21:20 says, there is oil in the house of the wise.
Yes.
So you get that wisdom you said there, because there's oil for somebody else.
That's all for somebody else.
All
the experiences that even if somebody's sitting and looking at KonnectUP, we all have experienced so many different things in our own way, that there's somebody, it might be LaFay today, it might be Sheila tomorrow, it might be me next week, but you keep listening, baby. Somebody gonna tap
say something.
Gonna tap into you.
They're gonna tap into you and to where you are. And so I want to make sure that we're just encouraging people to just stay in there, stay in the game. Don't get out the game. Don't
give up.
And everything. And I don't know if Sheila Pastor Lillian's on here, but she was one of our people that helped us a lot along the way.
Yes, absolutely.
So I want to, say we are thankful for
forever grateful.
Forever
grateful
for what she allowed to help us, and that's been many years as well. So, but again, don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Don't quit.
Don't quit.
Do not. That's right. Ruth Thomas is on here. Do not quit.
Hey, Pastor Ruth. Hey, Pastor Ruth.
Know that he's for you. Know that we're for you. And I promise you, you keep sticking in here, somebody will speak into what is going on in your life. It'll be your moment of change, or your aha moment, that this is for me. So I want to thank everybody that came in with us today. Pastor Lee, Glenda, Nyla, Stephanie, Tracy, just all the women that tapped in.
Joyce.
Sister Miss Joyce, where's she at anyway? Cause she my little wise book now. But and so we're thankful for you guys coming in and sharing with us, and want to encourage you to make sure you are paying attention, because these episodes will be coming out. We'll have the adversity episode will come out Saturday coming, I believe it is.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, you do not want to miss those conversations, because they are key and on point. And we come in between those sessions to do live. But we're here every Saturday at 11:30, whether it's one of our live filmings that we've done, or us just sharing and encouraging you guys. So thank you again. And
y'all watch out. These ladies was rough growing up, baby. They were rough.
Just playing out there, honey.
Yes,
just play out there. But that we're here now to share those experiences.
Yes,
we want to help somebody else. And
to make it over,
to get over. And I think the thing I was sharing the other day is that we're just not talking now. This is stuff God has done. We've lived long enough to see it.
Thank you,
Jesus. That's what I'm so glad about.
Yes.
Y'all ain't keep me on here all day, because you can show this talking. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you. So grateful.
And we're so grateful that you are joining us every week, and share when you come in, because we're wanting to get the word out there, just to encourage others that are on this journey, or their life. That's the journey of life, period.
Yeah, the journey of life
is what we are sharing. So we love you guys.
We miss you, Trees.
We miss you, Tracy.
Miss you, Latrice.
We are definitely praying with you and for you. And everything, but we do miss you too. So we love you all. And guys, until next time, remember to
connect up.
Connect up.
Connect up. Now,